The question, how do I stop thinking about and begin writing a story? Summary is common. All of that thinking is like an experience which can be written in any way. That draft or treatment can then be saved and altered, revised. One true sentence is classic. Take it from there. Correspondence describes the incident. Premise begins by a simple statement as to what it is about. And then that is explained like they were telling it to someone else. Prompts are any sets of such concepts like titles, predicaments, and so on. Image is a visual prompt. Why is a speculative prompt which can be asked repeatedly about anything. Dialogue has a couple of characters knocking it out. Scenes are where the character has a goal, meets some opposition, and then a twist occurs resulting in a setback, all shown rather than told. Rehearsal is going over it mentally several times to see it carried out. Useful when away from the input means first thing or morning pages get to it before consciousness intervenes. First person writes like they are in character. First paragraph, last paragraph is like bookends which then just require filling in between. Zone is like that but usually occurs at the end of the draft when nothing can divert them and any conversation or external activity is translated into the action. But sprints get down as much as they can in a fixed brief amount of time without any self-criticism. Blind is similar, but either has no display, or it is covered for the duration. Notes write pieces of it as they occur and that collection is later sorted out. Distraction is when ideas occur while doing something else and those are tossed somewhere for later. Reading just puts down what they expect like if they were about to see it in a book and could pretty much foretell it. Memoir does it from memory as a basis and that can then be dramatized or otherwise taken to a different context. Outline lists the scenes, beats, events or other details that have to be covered. Chronology does this in temporal order. Reverse begins at the end and goes backwards. Middle starts there and may go back and forth. Template is a prepared format, often for a genre or it could be a workbook. Elements of the narrative can be selected one at a time and taken as far as they like, then maybe switched to another including character, setting, plot, theme, mood. Rewrite can start with anything and then replace or overlay by something more meaningful. Apps often have options for background like the elements, and then nested chapters and scenes which can be shuffled around, but an imaginary version could just set the mode for what to write about next, and so on as new approaches suggest themselves. The moral is that they can pretty much initiate it randomly and then throw anything else in as it occurs to them until they hit the length after which they can go back and edit it eventually.